Yesterday we have learned how we can create other records and how we can insert records one by one. Okay, so suppose here I'm repeating the things what was there. Suppose my question is question one, and the option A, option B, option C, option D, and the correct option I need to provide, that is the option B, suppose. And I'm going to the save the questions. So okay, so here the save question. The question has been saved. This is the set and the show data. Then you can see that in the first record has been inserted. Now I'm going to create another two. Suppose this is, I'm going to change the one, and this time the question A is the correct. Now save the data. Then you can see the show data. We have a two records inside. The question one, question two, and the different options. Okay. So yesterday we have covered these things in our code. Do you have any query concern on this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to create a new one. Okay. So basically, what the purpose is, I need to show you these things that there are the two or three ways. The first thing, how we can use the local variables. Second thing, how I can collect the data by user in a data set. Okay, so once the data set has been completed, then we got a data set in our saved data in the save button. Okay, so in the save button we have the save data, and after that we are going to save this section, means the this object, to our server by using the REST API. So how we can connect with the REST API and how we can work in the REST API, we will learn in the coming sessions. Okay, right now we are going to create the objects. So it is completed how we can insert the things. Now we are going to the create a game. So this is a new component which I am going to create. Okay, and I'm going to create a first uh, component in my CSS for that. Now this time removing this one, and add the reference, import them, go back to the KBA game. Now in this game we we have already a data set which I have inserted in the QA. It is saved in the database. Now I am getting this data from our data source by using the REST API. Okay, so why how we can work with the REST API, we will come in the we will learn with the coming sessions. So now I am going to create uh, our data sets to play the games. So first of all, I need to create a data set for the questions. These questions are the same as the previous we have created. So now there are two things. We uh, we need to use the questions as a state variable or as a local variable. Okay, so if you are going to create a local variable, then whenever page is going to do not refresh, then it will work. Okay, but if whenever your page going to refresh, means the re-rendering, then your question will be reset again for the first position. So that's why we cannot take the question set as a local variable, because whenever you goes to the next question, you need to update the your DOM. You need to re-render that, and in is that at that case the question will reset for the first one. Okay, so that's why we cannot take the local variable. So instead of that, we will need to use the state. So I am creating a state that is a question data, and here I'm going to make a question data function for update, and the use state is a hook. I'm using that, and now I'm going to create a data set at the runtime only, and here these are the things. So first property of my data set is a question title. There should be any question. Let's see what the question I need to take. First, film of, suppose I have taken this question, and the option A, and I'm going to create a uh, the correct option also. Okay, so this type of set we have, suppose, and I need to use this set in our game. So first of all, I need to display the question. Question, what is the question? And here I need to display the question. Suppose I'm going to display the question is a question data. There is an array, And I'm going to display the first one, dot question title. Like that, I'm going to create a div, div that is a option A, and option A will contain the question data, zeroth element, and the option A. Like that, we are going to create an option B, C, and D. Okay, suppose this is the thing, and we are going to look at this one. But here I need to display the A only, not option. Okay, the option is that, B option is that, and C option is this one. Do you want to implement the CSS inside, or you can do yourself, or you want to show in this?
No, we can implement ourselves. We can implement ourselves.
Okay, fine. Okay, so these are the options, and this is the question right now. Now I need to make the things is that whenever user are going to click on it, the correct answer, then it will show the this is the answer is correct or not, the first one. So for click, I need to create a function and make a click event on it, on these things, on these event divs. So I'm going to create a first the click event const check answer, and here I need to get the option, which option the user have selected. So I'm passing the option value, that is my parameter. And here suppose I am going to make a alert, that is the option value. Now here I need to create a on click event and call that check answer, and I need to pass the option here. So whenever you need to pass the options or the parameters, then you need to use this way. And here you need to pass a. Suppose it is a, so I am passing the A option, and like that I need to apply the same logic with other divs. So this is a B, this is a C, and this is a D. Okay. Second. So whenever any of the div is clicking over here, then you will see that this is showing the options. That is a B. If I'm clicking on the C. So I know that how, which options they have, the user have clicked. So now I need to check that this answer is correct or not for this option, for this question. So here my data set is the questions. Okay, so I need to first make a filter on it. So question data dot filter. So there are the items. Item is the set of every one by one item it is getting here. And now I need to check that item dot. So one more thing we can set here. Uh, First, I need to set a question ID here. Question ID. So it is denoted that this is the first question. Is the question ID is the second question, and this is the third question. Okay, so here I am getting the options, that is okay, but I don't know which questions I'm getting the answer here. So I need to pass the question number also. Okay, so for question number, there are the two options. The first option we can pass with within the uh, this function as a parameter, or we can maintain a global variable to maintain the question number on our application. So I'm going to the second approach that will be useful for me in my game application. So I'm going to create a const variable, that is a state variable basically. The question, one second, uh, current question number. Okay, and I'm going to set current question number. Use state, and here we are setting the question number as a first question number as a 1. Okay, now here I'm going to come in here. So my question number is, this is the first one. Okay, so what is the question number is here? My first. But in the array it is starting from 0. Okay, so whatever your question number is here, I am taking the number. So how you can do that? This is ID. The question ID is my ID from here, and the it should be equal to my question number. That is the current question number minus 1. Oh, sorry, 1. Okay, so because why I am setting the question number as a 1 here, but it is a position of 0 of my array. This is no matter, but it is matching the question number within my array set. So once it is completed, it will return me a set. Get question. Okay, I'm getting the question which is the provided by the filter. So let's see first what we are getting in the get question. Console.log. So here you can see that there is a one record I am getting here that is belongs to the only the question number one. Got it? So like that we can get them. Now I need to check the option is correct or not. So there is a two ways here right now. I am getting the record, the first record here that is this one. Now I need to check the option whatever the user have selected is belongs to my correct option. It is belongs to the my correct option or not. So again, we can there are the two things. The first is the const I'm taking here, and I'm using the that get correct, and here I'm again get apply the filtering on it. The question dot filter item item dot. This time I'm using the correct option equals to option value. If it is match, then it will provide a record for me. Otherwise, it will not record. It will not provide any record for me. Okay, suppose I'm going to this one, and here again I'm refreshing that. Suppose I'm choosing this option A. You can see I'm not getting any of the record. If I'm getting the correct answer, then you can see I'm getting a one record in it. It means it is a correct answer. Now, how we can verify? So we can simply verify with that. If get correct dot length is greater than 0, it means correct answer. Else wrong answer. So here you can make a refresh for that. So if I'm clicking on it, then you can see that wrong answer. If I'm clicking on the correct answer, then you can see the correct answer. So like that, you can make a filter. Here I have created a two filter, but I can create them in a single filter. So how you can do that? In this case, I need to provide the and condition also inside of that. Sorry, and condition with that. That is a uh, correct option and equals to my option value. And now I will not use this one, the second one. and instead of the second the set, I am using the first one. Here, if you are clicking on it, then you can see that wrong answer. And if you are clicking on the correct answer, then you can see the correct answer. So this is the way. The another way is without filtering. If you want to do that, then you can see the another way. Uh, Here I am using a question data, that is map, and here item. Oh, sorry, I'm using the item, and here I'm using this one. Here it will again traverse one by one your items. If item dot the question number equals to your current question number, and so I'm using the if condition for that, and item dot option, the correct option equals to option value. Now what I need to do, I need to display the items. So if it is uh, available here, then you can see that you can use a local variable instead of let check uh, chk yes. By default it is false, and here chk answer equals to true. Okay, and here I'm going to comment that I am printing the chk answer, and here instead of this I'm using the chk answer, and instead of this I'm using this one. So if it is true, then it is calling the correct answer. If it is false, then it is wrong answer. So here you can see that it is a wrong answer and it is the correct answer. You can see that true and false. So this is also a way you can do that. So I have told you the three ways to connect with that, the logic, and the another way is for loop. You can use the for loop, the simple traditional, the JavaScript for loop. So you can traverse one by one your array and check the items. Anyone have any question on it? So here we can check the answer that it answer is correct or not. Now here I need to move to the other question once it is correct. Okay, so the thing is that right now I have written this thing as a hard code. Okay, but we need to do this is as a dynamic. So there are again two ways. There are a lot of logics. It is up to you, but I am providing you the some uh, other logics. You can use the IDs directly here. How you can use that? we have a variable that is called uh, which we have created, that is the option, that is a current question number. You can use instead of that. So here you need to use the question number minus 1, because my question number is by default value is 1, but array is starting from the 0. So I'm using the minus 1 here, minus 1, minus 1, and minus 1. Okay. So if you are looking that there is no difference on your output. This time the data is coming as a dynamic, not the hard code. Now, whenever the user click on the correct answer, then the question should be moved to the next one. How you can do that? Here I have a function, the set condition. Now here I need to increase the question number. So I have a set current question number, and this time I need to increase that. Okay, suppose I'm writing the 2, that is the hard code basically right now, and I'm going to save that. And this is my the wrong answer, but whenever I click on the second answer that is a correct, it will moved, and it will the move to the next question automatically. Just increase the value of my question number variable. Only my question number variable, I am going to increase the value. Every of the values are going to automatically updated. So but this is a problem is that I have writing here the hard coded, but I need to do that as a dynamic. So if you are using the current question number and then the plus 1 on it, hello. Okay, now if I'm clicking on the correct answer, then it will go to the next question. Like that, if you are you are clicking on the correct answer of your second question, that question is this one, the correct option A. Now I'm going to click on A, correct answer, and it will move to the third question. And after that, you are clicking on the third question, you will get the error. Why? Why we are getting the error? What is the error is telling to you? The error is telling that cannot read the property of undefined reading the question title. It means we have the three elements only, but whenever it is going to, it is tried, actually it is increased the value in our question number, and the increased value is going to try to uh, read your data from your array set, but there is no any item is there. So we need to stop the increasing whenever it is goes to uh, the limit of your array. So here, when here it is going to updating it. So first we need to check that if the array is a question data dot length should be a less than or equal to the current question number minus 1. So if it is the less than or equals to, then it will be increased, otherwise not increased. Means less than, I think less than only, not equals to, less than. If it is less than, then it will goes to the increase, otherwise it is not it this one. It is greater than it. Less than is the current value. Then it is goes to increase, otherwise not increase. So here I am going to refreshing, and one more thing, I am putting one message here, else you have completed all questions. So this is the correct answer. This is a correct answer, and this is a correct answer. Again, it is going here because so when okay, one more thing I am telling you. If you want to debug your application, then you can simple make a debugger on your browser. So here I'm going to check that what is going here. So I'm going to refresh that. That is the bar. Okay. Okay. Now the third one, that is the correct answer, and goes to the question length is is a 3, and the question number, okay. Okay, one second. This is my mistake. This should not be grade minus 1. It should be a simple one because we are calling the length, not the item index number. The question number is starting from 1 and length is also starting from 1. Okay, so here if the length is greater than question number, ठीक है, one library 2 and this one is a 3, and you are seeing that you have completed all questions. And whenever every time you are clicking on any of the option, then you are seeing that wrong answer. But if whenever you click on the correct answer, you will see the two messages: correct answer and you have completed all questions. So this is the way to traverse the one by one next questions. Do you have any query questions right now on this?
Could you please repeat that how the next question is coming?
Okay,
Confused. Yeah.
okay, I'm repeating the things. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start from the starting. I have created a data set of my questions. I have created a variable that is a current question number that is showing as a 1. 1 is my starting question by default. Okay. So in the array, I have a three questions. This is a one, two, and three. The question number is containing the value of one, but array is starting from the zero. Here I am setting the question data that is my array set. In this
Mhm.
array set, I am passing the index value. If I will pass the question number only, then it will show the first, means I am getting the, I am putting the one, so it will go to the second record because it is starting from 0 and 1. It will
Okay.
show the second record. But to show the first record, I have set the question number -1. So it is containing a 0 at the first time. Okay, so it will getting the first question from the question set, the first array element. Okay, now I have just increased this question number with 1. Previous my question number is 1. Now after the increasing it is the 2. So as this is a state variable, so it will re-rendering my div element. In this div element, now the current question number value is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it is containing the first element, or means the second element of from the array. So like that, it is goes to the second question and pick up the second question value and show on the browser. It is showing the browser just for our uh, the state variable, because
Right.
state variable, whenever we are going to update the state variable, it is re-rendering over
Return data. Okay,
these
got it.
things.
Yeah. Yeah, got
If
it.
we
Yeah,
are not using the state variables and simple variable, it will not re-rendering these things.
re-rendering. Okay, got it.
Got it? So one by
Yeah.
one it is going to increase and it is showing the new value on the page.
Okay.
So that's why it is going to showing the new question on it. This is the thing. So first of all, if you want to show the question number with your questions, so like that here, which is the question number is this. So you can set here the simply the current question number. So if you are using this, then you can see that the with the question number is also available with that. Okay, suppose you want to increase the amount of your, whenever the uh, any user going to click on the correct answer, then you want make a price for that. So there are the two ways. The first one, you can set the standard price increment for each questions, means you are providing 100 rupees whenever any users are going to provide the correct answer for any question. So it will increase by 100. Or you can set the price inside of your question set. So if you are using the question, means the first question should be 100, second question should be a 500, and third question is a 1000. Okay, so you need to provide the parameters in it and we need to get them. So I'm using the first as a standard. So is my const. I'm going to create a state variable because I need to update them or show on the form. So I need to re-render the DOM. So one amount and set one amount equals to use state. By default, it should be 0. Okay. Now, whenever the amount is here, I want to show the amount. Suppose this is a div on the top. You have won that is a won amount till now. So here you can see on the top this line of text, you have won 0 rupees till now. RS. Okay. So now we need to increase our amount. So here, if it is a correct answer, then the amount should be increased. But it should be increased only the till end. So if I'm using this one, and here I am going to set the won amount, and now whatever inside of the won amount would be increased by 10 if it is the correct answer. So current right now it is a 0. If I am putting the correct answer, then you can see it will be increased by 10. If I am putting the correct answer, it is increased by 20. And now it is the third one. This is a correct answer and is completed. Let's see. So this it is not increased by 30, but it should be. Why? Because here this the question number and the length are the equal, and that is completed. The correct answer is showing outside of this condition. That's why it is showing the every time, and the alert is also showing. So what I need to do to increase only one time for that? It should not increase. Suppose I'm going to uh, putting this condition. Second. Also inside of the else part. So what will happen? So whenever you are providing the correct answer, it is a 10, 20,
Papa,
and is 30.
Papa, ये बैठिए पे ये
Hmm?
ये
And again I'm going to click on it, then it is also increasing my amount. That is not a correct way. So I need to increase only one time for that. So how we can do that? We cannot uh, do that with the question number and the current question number comparison, because every time they are the fixed right now. It is not increased or decreased. Okay. So for that we need to take a flag. That is a const um, check flag. By default that is false. By default it is a false. If it is a false and it is coming in the completed question, then it should be a set as a check flag as true. Now one second here. I need to check that if check flag is equals to false, then it should be increase. And in the next line, we are going to increase change that flag to true. Now save that. And what will happen? Let's see. Will it work or not? Ideally should work, but you will see that it will not work. Okay, and okay, and getting the error. Why it is getting the error? Because also there is a constant is we need to take a let first of all. It is true, correct, correct, and now this time it is a 30, and again I'm going to correct answer, that is 40. Again this is a correct answer, that is 50. Why? It is not working. Ideally it should work, but it is not working. First of all, the problem is that we have created this false variable inside of our the function, which is calling again and again, and it is setting as a false first of all. So we need to put them on the outside of that. So here again I am going to check that it is working. It is again, it is increasing. But what is the problem is that
The condition
the
is
call
always greater than length. So you have to add the check flag also into the if statement condition.
if I'm using the else part basically, I
Okay.
don't need
Okay.
to increase the value if the check flag is for
False. Okay.
true. I am setting the true here.
Okay.
But what is the problem is that the logic is correct. Anyone can you tell me about what is the problem here? Okay, the problem is that you are updating the state variable here,
Hmm.
and state variable is re-rendering outside of your all of the DOM elements. And whenever it is going to re-render, it will make the check flag as false every time, because this time I'm using the local variable, and it is going to flag false, and it is come back here, and every time it gets the false. I'm setting the true, but this portion of my statement of the set, the state is going to update. It is re-rendering the my code in the DOM, and is again set the flag as false.
Okay. Instead, you should use a use state boolean variable now. Yes.
So now we need to use the state variable.
Later. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, this is the problem. So I'm going to change my variable as the set check flag, and use the use state, and set the default value of my state is false. And now I am going to check the check flag, and updating the check flag completed, and it is going 30. Again I'm clicking on it, correct answer or question, but it is not increasing by 30. Okay. Okay, now got it, the things where we are going to make a mistake and
Yeah.
how we can solve that. Okay, so these are the very basic things, and we need to know about the basic concept of the React. Because if you are missing these things, then you cannot get the exact error what you are doing here. Here you are, your logic is correct, but the concept, working concept is different with the React.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now we are getting the fixed amount. If you want to use the amount in your with your question, then you need to set the amount. Suppose this is 100 for this question, and amount of this question is a 500, and this question amount is 1000. Okay, so now I need to increase the values as per this. So how you can do that? Here we are getting the options, we are getting the question as true or false. This time I will not use this one. Okay, this time I will not use this one because I want the other values also. Or you can use this one, but you need to use a the let the question. I am creating a value, the amount value as a variable that is by default as 0, and here I need to set the amount value equals to item dot amount. So we'll get the exact what is the amount of your correct answer you will get here, and you will use that amount with your increment. So here if you are using this one, then current is a 0. The first question my amount was the 100, so it should be increased by 100. The second question amount was the 500, so 500 plus 100 it should be a 600. Now it is a third question has the 1000, so this is a 1600. Correct answer, and it is a 1600. Now again I am going to click here. It will, it should not be increased, and it will not increase. So if it is coming from your data set, then you can use the from there. If you want to increase from your own in your program, then you can do that. So I have told you two ways.
Okay.
If you are not using this option and you are using the second one option, means this one, then you will get the both of things from here. Means how you can do that? You need to, I am going to comment this and open this one. I am getting the correct answer from here. Now I need to make a check first for this one. Dot length is greater than 0, and in the bottom I can use my get question dot amount. Okay, and like that I will use the get question and amount here. I need to replace this, and here I'm going to save that, and here refresh. You can see the answer. It's none because it is not coming. Why? Why it is not coming? Second question data amount. Second. Impact. Array have this one. Okay, this is an array. That's why. Okay, so we need to use the default value of that. That is, it is coming from 0th, and here I need to set the value of 0th item. Now, if you are seeing that this one, Saad Hindustani and get them 100, correct?
Okay.
And this is 1600. Okay, if you are using the filter option, then you need to do this like this. Otherwise, you can use the map method. Okay, so it is good. Now I will move to the another thing to show you. Uh, I'm going to create a new file inside of this one. Okay, state and ref. So, like state, we can use the ref also in some things, but ref is not really rendering your the component or the DOM. So it is not ref is never take the place where the state is available. Okay, so how we can use the state and where we can use the state, I will show that. Okay, so first of all, the um, creating the component. So this is a component which is returning div ref exports default export default state and ref. This time I'm going to use this component directly in my index.js. Okay, I'm going to create a simple here I have a p element and, and, uh, welcome, 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 and, uh, welc unknown person. For example, this one. And I am using the P element, and inside of the P I am using the input type equals to text, and I'm going to close that. So it is showing the unknown person, and I am using the another button, that is the input type equals to button value equals to name. So this is my simple thing. Whenever the user is filling in this text box, the name, the should be show the name here. Otherwise, it will show the unknown person on the button click event. I need to do this thing. So here, for this, I am using the const and create. We are going to create a state variable. Suppose this is a person name, and the set person name, and it is a use state, and the initial value of my state is null. Okay, and on the button, on the input box on change, I need to make a function, handle click. Suppose this is my function name, and now const handle click, and here I need to update my state, set person, and I'm going to update my person name by using the event e, and here e dot target dot value. These things we have already learned. Okay, and on the button click event, I need to put the value here. So here we need to create another, that is a const. Uh, click button, and here I need to pass that. This is a button click event. I need to do that. Here on click this one. Now what I need to do, I need to take a simple state variable again, check flag, set check flag equals to use state. The initial value of that is false. On the button click event, we are going to make the check flag, set the check flag value as true. Okay, and I am putting here a condition. Okay, so what condition is that? This is a check flag. If it's true, then I need to print the value of my person name. Otherwise, the value should be unknown person. Okay, so here I am saving that, refreshing. By default, this is a unknown person. Here I am writing the Subodh Kumar and the submit, that is replacing by the Subodh Kumar. If you wants to, here you can see that it is changing. But if you wants to bake a unknown person, whenever it is going to change here without submitting, then you can set here again your set check flag as a false. So what will happen here? You can see that Subodh Kumar is available. Whenever you are going to change them, that unknown person is coming. But whenever you are using the Subodh Kumar again and make a submit button on it, then you will get the name of that. Now, the things we are using by the states. Now, if we are using the ref, then how we can do that? So I will use the first the const, the person name. I'm using the name as a different name value, and use ref, that is a React hook. So it is a React hook which is imported in from the React library. We are going to create a variable of our React hook type, and we will use this variable with our text box as a ref. The ref equals to, you need to provide the reference of your variable here. Now, what will happen with this ref? This ref is binding with this input box, and it will contain all of the information about that. Okay. So now, suppose I am going to get in the click button, that is a in the console. Suppose I'm putting them dot log, and this is a person name value. This is a reference. What you are getting here on it? Let's check. Here we have the console. Suppose I have fill up the Subodh Kumar and click on the submit button. You can see the current have the input, because you have added this reference with the input element. So it is current is the input. And what is the inside of this input? Your current have the lot of the information about your input elements. If you can see that, you have a value, you have a value of the current element. Okay, so it is containing a lot of information about your input element which is available here. Now how I can get the values from this ref values? So we are using the console dot this is a ref variable. Then every element are inside of the current, and you need to use the current dot value. So if you are seeing that in the again console, and I'm just going to submit it, then the value is Subodh Kumar. So it is getting the person value directly from your DOM.
Yes.
The reference is directly bind with your DOM, and is get the component, the control itself, all of the control itself, and all of the property of that, and according to that you can get the properties values.
Yes,
So
it is similar to like document dot get elements by ID. By when you get the element by ID selector, you will have the entire element data and that.
exactly,
Yeah, okay.
exactly, that is same as a document dot element dot id. The document dot get element by id is also containing all of information about that component or the control. Okay, so like that it is directly bind with your DOM, and it is preserve all of the control elements with properties inside of it. So you can use that directly from there. Now, how this is very useful for us. So if I'm seeing on the input change, I need to use the on change. Now I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that. And this code is also not useful for me right now. I'm just getting the value by using the ref. So this is the use of the ref, what we have done. Now if you want to set the value of your the input box value, you want to set the blank. Suppose I have another button, input type button, value clear, and here on click const clear value and here I'm going to person name value dot current dot value equals to blank. So here I'm going to Subodh Kumar, and on the submit, here it is not because we are using here a person name. Okay, now let come inside of that, and here suppose I'm going to click on the clear, then it will be clear by this line of code, or you can set any of the value at the runtime. My value, suppose whenever you are going to click on the clear, then it should be the value of the my value. So it is my value. Okay. So now question is that this is not working. So suppose I am going to directly use this one, the value, whatever value in the reference, I am going to use that. Sorry. Oh yes, use that here. Then what will happen? If I'm using this one directly here, then you can see we will got unknown person, and on the submit we are getting the Subodh Kumar. So we are also getting the value here with the ref. This time we are not using any state. Unknown and Subodh Kumar. Got it? So without the re-rendering the DOM elements, we can change the UI values because we are using the ref, and ref is directly working with the DOM. It is going to take a reference from the DOM and update the values inside your DOM.
What is the use of having this ref instead of state variable?
So actually there are the two type of the uh, components here in React. That is a controlled component and uncontrolled component. If you are using the states in your component, that is a controlled component. And if you are using the DOM directly, then that is a uncontrolled component.
Yes, I learned that React uses virtual DOM on top of the DOM, browser DOM. So controlled is virtual DOM and uncontrolled is actual DOM. Correct?
No, this is not a correct way, basically. Correct
Okay.
answer, basically.
Okay.
Uh, uh, Whenever you are talking the virtual DOM and a real DOM, okay. So
Okay.
real virtual DOM is a copy of the real DOM.
Okay.
Fine. So if you are working on the React application, either you are using the state, either you are using the ref, it is working only on the virtual DOM.
Okay. Okay.
And virtual DOM is again replicate the copy of the real DOM.
Okay.
And real DOM is rendering on your browser.
Okay.
Virtual DOM is not connecting directly with the browser. Browser will connect with the real DOM.
Mm.
Okay, so whenever we are talking about the React application always work on the virtual DOM.
Okay.
So the ref is directly connect with your with your DOM. Whenever you need to call the values or get the values directly from them, then you can use the ref. But whenever you are working with the data applications, then you should work with the state.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so states are the the very powerful instead of the ref.
Okay.
State is working on the front, but
Mm.
ref is working on your back.
Okay.
And back can be provide the actual value or not, the real time value. Might be you can get the delay on it.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. So but in the state it is working on your front, and it is always a real.
Okay.
Okay, so it is the concept of the ref, of how we can use the ref. Now, till now, do you have any question, query? Anyone?
No.
No. Okay, very good. Okay. Now, do you know about the set timeout? Set timeout is the
JavaScript. Yes.
JavaScript. Okay. You can use any of the JavaScript inside of it, as well as you can use the bootstrap inside of the React application. So how we can use that? You need to install the first bootstrap package
NPM
and
packages.
npm package, and after that you can use the bootstrap reference on your application. You need to import the bootstrap css in your component wherever you required, and you can use the bootstrap in it.
Yes.
Okay. And now we need to move on the http. I will move after that on the redux. Okay. We have basically completed our lot of the things which is useful in our React application. Now we will move to the redux.
What are the React hooks will be teaching us later, sir? Uh,
React hooks.
like
These are the
you state use ref you taught. There's most like use memo and all you told no before use memo.
okay. Use memo. Okay. So whenever there are the two type of the memos basically in the React. That is a React memo and the use memo. Okay. So what is the use of the memo basically? Uh, in the class-based component of the React, there is a pure component. The pure component is useful whenever the state are going to going to update, and we don't want to re-render the component until unless the state are not going to update. So avoid the re-rendering, we are using the pure component. In the class-based component, there is a life cycle that is a should component bound. That is also the work is the same. But in the function-based component, we have not the pure component. We have not the should component hook. Instead of that, we have the memo. So for the memo, we have the two type of the memo in the ref. That is the sorry ref in the instead of ref, it is a function-based component. There are the two type of the memo. The first is the React memo. It is containing all of your component as a pure component. It whenever it is avoiding the re-rendering, unnecessary re-rendering. And the another is a use memo. The use memo is using for the particular uh, function or the piece of code, whatever you wants to preserve until unless it will not update. Okay.